Okay, on this lesson, we're going to be investigating an RGB image. So, I don't know how many of you have already been in art class, but so some of it's going to kind of like lean over into things that she's already discussed, I'm sure. First thing, before we do this one, it's very important that you reset your essentials. Then you're going to open D-4. Today, you're going to save this one as RGB 96 underscore PS space D-4 dot PSD. Okay, the first thing that you need to know that RGB is what the colors on your monitor. It's right here. It's look on this on your neighbors right there at the top. Okay, so RGB is the colors that are on your monitor. Does anybody know what RGB stands for? Red, green, blue, exactly. Okay. So red, green, and blue are the additive primary colors of light. So if you have red, green, and blue, you can make any color in the spectrum by using some of each of those, or pixels from each of those colors. All right, so you already know about how the grayscale range worked. How many colors are in the grayscale range? 255. Well, guess what? It's kind of the same thing, but you have red, green, and blue. Each one of those colors have 255 colors available to a pixel. So on RGB, it's 3 times, it's actually 256 shades of red, 256 shades of blue, and 256 shades of green. So 3 times 256 is how many colors you have available for each and every pixel in your picture. Even though the resulting pixel appears to be just one color, it draws from more than one of those color ranges to make that color. All right, so you already have it saved. So the first thing is go to your toolbar, and you need to go to the default foreground and background colors and click that, because if you don't have that right, it's not going to work for you. Click Edit. Click Edit, Preferences, Interface. Make sure that this box is checked in Options. It says Show Channels in Color. Make sure that it's checked, and then OK. All right, go to your Channels panel right here. Click on it. And you should see RGB, red, green, and blue. Does everybody see that? You should have all 4 or should be blue. Don't click around because, all right, go ahead and do PF8 so that you can see your readout. Click your eyedropper. And then go ahead and sample over different images and look at how the RGB is all different. The numbers are not the same like it was in grayscale. In grayscale, the numbers were everything was the same, right? All the way down. so it shows different values. The info panel shows different values of red, green, and blue, and that's the number per pixel. And again, each pixel combines one of 256 shades of red, one of 256 shades of green, and one of 256 shades of blue. All right, so go on over to your red thumbnail, and you're going to click on the thumbnail, on the red, then just go to each one and just look at it for just a second. Look at green by itself, and then blue by itself. And yes, you can add them together, or you can subtract one. Okay, so it's important that you know, because in some tutorials, they may say click on the composite channel. RGB and composite are the same thing. So the reason why some call it composite is because that's a result of combining all three together. All three channels is called composite or RGB. So just know that, because I think in some of our future lessons it'll say click on your composite channel, and you need to know what that is. All right, go ahead and select your marquee tool, the rectangular marquee. You should be on RGB to where all four are in blue now. All four are selected on your layers panel. Go ahead and start at the top left, and you're going to take half of the picture, like go over to the edge of her eye. There's one computer, if yours doesn't do a perfect square, it's okay, just do as best you can, go further down. I think it's actually probably Kendall's that she's not here.
Top left or top right?
Yeah, the other right, the other left, the top right, and then just half, that's fine. If you did it the other way, it's cool. Okay, so you're going to go to Edit, Fill. On the drop down, you're going to change it to white. And then you're going to click OK. So yours should look like mine. If you have the right thing selected, if you didn't select the RGB or the composite, then yours isn't going to look like mine. If yours doesn't, do Control Z. Control Z. Do it again. Control Z again. Okay, Alt Control Z then. And now click on your RGB or your composite channel. And now Edit, Fill, White. There you go. It doesn't have to be precise on how much you choose. Okay, so everybody should have white on the right section, the right side section. Go ahead and do Control D to deselect. Choose your eyedropper tool. Go over to the white part and sample in the white and look at the colors. The readout should be 255 on everything. That's every white pixel is 255 red, 255 green, and 255 blue. Alright, so I want you to go ahead and click on the red channel again. You're going to go to Edit, Fill, and this time you're going to choose black. Okay. Make sure it says 100% in opacity. And so then, your red icon should turn black. And then you go to RGB. So again, if you got behind, you click on the red, Edit, Fill, and then you will choose black. That's for the red one. Okay, then after you do that, go back up and click on RGB. Chandler, click on RGB. Okay, so this is, does anybody know what color this is?
Blue.
It's cyan, is exactly right. So cyan means RGB minus red. Okay, so you need to think of cyan. You're going to need to know this. Cyan is RGB minus red. And you can look at it right here and see that it took out the red. All right, and then go ahead and do Control Z so that you go back to your original. Click on your green. Edit, Fill, Black, 100%. Okay. And then check on your RGB again. This color is magenta. Black and blue's clues. So RGB minus green is magenta. Control Z. Click on your blue. Guess what we're going to do? Edit, Fill, Black, 100%. Okay. So RGB minus yellow is, minus blue is yellow. So that means that there's 255 red, 255 green, and how much blue? 0 blue. So equals yellow. All right, so go ahead and File, Save As. Put that in your file. I want you to save it in the yellow form